Hello, my name is Clay Guthrie, and I'm with Date Son in Frankfort, Kentucky. And the other day we talked to you about mite medications on preparing your hive for winter. And today what we're going to do is we got out into the bee yard. We got a nice day. It's about 60 degrees, and it's definitely time to put our entrance reducers on. So what we're going to do today is show you the 3 different types of entrance reducers that we sell, and then we're going to give you a demonstration on how to apply them to your colony. The first one that I'm going to talk to you about is the standard wooden entrance reducer. If you notice, it's a 4-sided entrance reducer. It has a notch cut here and a notch cut here. This notch is actually designed for summer usage or spring usage. The smaller notch is actually designed for winter usage, which reduces the colony down to where they can only come out of this small little area, therefore reducing the amount of wind that comes into the colony and also helping keep mice out of the colony. The other one that I'm going to show you here is our universal entrance reducer. It's a handy looking thing. It's got some holes here. It has a slide that goes on it, and this one is actually the best one to use for keeping mice out of the colony. Whenever you put it on, you can actually adjust to how many holes the bees can come in and out of, and a mouse would sure have a hard time chewing through this hard steel in order to get into the colony, and they would have a very hard time getting through this small hole. And last but not least, we have our standard metal entrance reducer. And all it is pretty much a standard piece of metal flashing. And it has 2 little clips and a couple of screws that come with it. And you actually put the screws on the side of the colony, and then this slides down into the pocket that's created. And then you have this very small opening at the bottom for the bees to come in through. And we're going to be demonstrating these for you in just a few seconds. So here we are at the entrance of one of our hives. Whenever you come to the bee yard, always make sure that you have your smoker. It's a good idea before you put entrance reducers on to just kind of hit the front of the colony just a little bit with a puff of smoke, and that'll kind of help calm the bees and keep them from getting in your face. What you're going to need to install this universal entrance reducer is you're going to need a screwdriver, and you're going to need a small screw or a thumbtack, or something to hold it into place on the front of the colony. And what I like to do is use a small screw, and what you'll want to do is take this entrance reducer and you just kind of lay it up here on the front of the colony, and you can adjust this thing here so that it spreads out all the way across the front of the colony so that everything is in the entrance is covered. Then the bees can only come in and out of these holes, and it also cuts down on the wind that comes into the colony and will help keep the mice out. And if you notice, there's 2 small holes, one here and one on the bottom board. You'll take your screw or your thumbtack and actually secure it by putting the screw or thumbtack in that hole. In doing that, it keeps it from being knocked down or pawed out by a raccoon or a skunk or anything of that nature. So you just kind of screw that in and get it in there good and tight so that it's secure. And as you can tell, I'm not having good luck there. So what I'm going to have to do is use the other screw. That's why it comes with 2 screws. So if you can't hit the face of the box, you can screw it into the bottom board. Once it's secure, you can slide this slide to where you have a bigger opening over here and a large opening here, or you can close this off to where you just have the small opening for the bees to come in and out of. Here we are at another one of our colonies. We're going to show you how to install this standard wooden entrance reducer, which is by far the most popular entrance reducer that we sell. And as we talked to you a while ago, you can notice the small opening, or if you turn the block over just a little bit, you have the larger opening. And our goal here is to make the smaller opening the one that the bees have to come in and out of. So what we're going to do is hit the front of this hive with just a puff of smoke, calm those bees down a little bit, and then we're going to take our entrance reducer and we're just going to gently slide it in and push so that it goes all the way into the colony and closes off that entrance. Now in doing this, you'll realize that as boxes and bottom boards have been out in the weather and they get wet, the wood begins to contract and expand a little bit. So sometimes this fit is very, very tight. When the fit is very, very tight, you may want to have a hammer or a hive tool on hand to help tap it in. And sometimes you actually have to lift the bottom board or the brood box just a little bit off of the bottom board in order to get it to fit tight, because it is made to have a very tight fit so that air cannot come flying in during the winter and so that mice can't chew their way in. So here we are at the last hive. We're going to show you how to install the classic metal entrance reducer, and I've taken the liberty to go ahead and screw my clips in. You can see that there's an indented part, and then the clip kind of contours out and goes this way. You want that to be that way so that the metal piece will be able to slide in there. So I went ahead and put my screws in to secure the clips. Now all I have to do is take my metal entrance reducer, work it into one side, put it into the other side, and slide it straight down. And this hive is secured and ready for winter. Checking out this video on entrance reducers, and we do want to remind you that entrance reducers are very vital in getting your honeybees ready for winter. It does help reduce the chances of a mouse getting to your hive and chewing up the comb and chewing up your frames and destroying things. It keeps out the cold, damp air, and that's one of the main primary reasons for using an entrance reducer in the wintertime. Also remember that entrance reducers can be used in the spring or during the summer whenever there's robbing taking place from the bees. It'll help a small colony defend itself against a larger colony. And we just want to thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, give us a call at the branch or at any one of the Data Ant locations. Thank you.